Alright, so today we are starting a new unit, and that unit is chapter 7, and this unit is all about polynomials. So today we're actually going to start by defining what a polynomial is, talk about different types of polynomials as well. There's a lot of definitions going on here. So today we are going to learn I can identify polynomials. So there are different types of polynomials as well. The first type of polynomial is what we're going to call a monomial. A monomial is a number, a variable, or a product of a number and one or more variables with whole number exponents. So here are three examples of monomials. So you see negative 4 is all by itself, 1/2 y squared is all by itself, 2.5x squared y is all by itself. So these are all types of monomials. And here are examples of not a monomial, so non-examples. So x to the 1.5 is not a monomial. Why? Because monomials must have whole number exponents. So take a look here. I have 1.5 as an exponent instead of 1. Monomials cannot have variables in the denominator as well. So this is similar to what creates a linear and nonlinear function too. So negative 2 over x is not a monomial. Why? Because there is an x in the denominator. Last but not least, 7 to the y is not a monomial because it cannot have variable exponents. So y cannot be in the top, nor can it be in the denominator as well. The next thing we're going to talk about is the degree of monomial. So each monomial has a degree. And here's how you figure out the degree of each monomial. You find the sum of the exponents of the variables. So for example, let's do 3 examples here. Take a look at your variable. The exponent is 2, so this is second degree. Okay. Letter B is 2 as well. Why? Because there's 2 and x. Let's say if I have negative x squared y squared z, for example. So remember, it is the sum of the exponents in the variables in a monomial. So if I were to take the sum of them, I would take 2, 2, and even though it's not there, there is an imaginary 1 with my z. So this monomial is actually the 5th degree. So you have to add all of your variables' exponents up, and that is the degree of the monomial. Letter C, this does not even have a variable, so the degree is 0. Okay, so why don't you guys try on your own. So next thing we're going to talk about is a polynomial. So a polynomial is a monomial or a sum of monomials. Each monomial is called a term of the polynomial. Terms are separated by addition or subtraction. So polynomial is made up of several monomials. So a polynomial with 2 terms is called a binomial. So polynomial is the overarching term. Binomial is a more specific type of polynomial. Why is it a binomial? Because it has 2 terms and it is separated by an addition symbol right there. A polynomial with 3 terms is called a trinomial. So, as you can tell, I have 3 terms. They are separated by an addition sign. This is what a trinomial is. Okay? So, now how do I figure out the degree of a polynomial? If it has multiple monomials, how do I figure out the degree? The degree of the polynomial is the greatest degree of its term. So you take a look at your first term, if it's already in standard form. And that is what we're going to talk about next. A polynomial in one variable is in standard form when the exponents of the terms are ordered from greatest to least. Whoops. Okay. So write each polynomial in standard form, identify the degree, and classify each polynomial by the number of terms. So this polynomial is negative 3z to the 4th. Standard form is just itself, right? If it's just one term, it's all by itself. That's what standard form is. we should know what the degree of this is. This is 4th degree, and this is a monomial. Okay. This next one, standard form, you have to list them from greatest to least with the biggest exponent first, and then smallest one on the right. So as you can tell, this is my first one, so it's 5x squared comes first. Now you're left with 2, you have negative x and 4. Well, at least this one has an x. The degree of this is actually 1, so that's why that goes second. And then your constant term always goes last, so that this is what standard form is. You're putting them in order from least to greatest. Don't forget to add in the sign that is in front of it as well. Now the degree of this one is always your first term's degree. So my first term is 5x squared. The degree of this is 2. So the entire polynomial's degree is 2. And this is a trinomial. Okay. This next one should be an easier one, right? Take a look at my exponents. I have q to the 5th plus 8q. This is a 5th degree polynomial. The first term has a degree of 5. And this is a binomial. Okay, why don't you guys try this next one on your own. Alright, last example. The polynomial negative 16t squared plus v naught times time plus s naught represents the height in feet of an object, where v naught is the initial vertical velocity in feet per second. S naught, that little circle underneath, means naught, or the initial. It's the initial height of the object in feet, and t is the time in seconds. A, write a polynomial that represents the height of the baseball. Okay, well, you want this as h of t. Why is it h of t? Because it's the height with respect to time. So you're deriving a formula that'll figure out the height of the baseball at any point in time using the information that we're given. So it says, here is my polynomial. So let me just copy that down. Okay, but in this case, what is my initial velocity? We'll take a look at my diagram here. My v naught is 30 feet per second. My s naught is 4. So all I'm going to do is plug that in. So v naught equals 30, s naught equals 4. So in my equation, I have h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 30t, right? Because that's what v naught is, plus 4. So that is a polynomial that represents the height of the baseball at any point in time. So what is the height of the baseball after 1 second? So now we're using the polynomial that we found, right? Instead of h of t, I want to figure out at h of 1, right? With t equal 1, so h of 1. So now instead of writing t, I'm going to write 1 for everything I do. Negative 16 plus 30 plus 4. Negative 16 plus 30 is 14, plus 4 is 18. So I have h of 1 equals 18 feet. So after 1 second, my baseball will be 18 feet above the air. Okay, so why don't you guys try it on your own. Afterwards, fill out your level of understanding, and I'll see you guys the next day.